The ancient Greeks had two words for time: chronos, which meant quantitative time. Time is measured in seconds, minutes, hours, days, years, centuries, millennia. Time broken down into discrete units. Time as marks around a circle, moments frozen forever. Time conceived of as space. And kairos, which meant qualitative time. Time as experienced by a consciousness. Lived time. Time as process, as flow. Time as a series of memorable moments. As stories we tell each other. Apparently, kairos traces its origin to archery. It meant the perfect time to release an arrow in order to hit a target. The right moment in which to set in motion events that would culminate in a true connection. Another ancient Greek, Zeno of Elea, also references archery in one of the paradoxes he is so famous for.
Do you think this entire pond is turtles?
In the paradox of the arrow, Zeno speaks of an arrow shot by an archer as it travels towards its target. The paradox reveals itself if you break down the time it takes for the arrow to travel the distance between the archer and the target into smaller and smaller units. At any given unit of time, the arrow is motionless, and yet we know for certain that the arrow does indeed move. Breaking down time in this manner expands the space in between until it is all that remains. Not the arrow or the target, but just distance and a vague sense of what could be or might be. Perhaps kairos helps us understand Zeno's paradox. The motion of the arrow is lived, experienced. Or maybe the right moment, the kairos time, is not within us at all, but rather resides in the arrow itself, in its potential to move, to stay true, to breach the space in between and find connection. But what if it misses? Or what if the perfect time never arrives? What if the distance between the arrow and the target is too far, or obscured by a tangle of branches and leaves, and the chaotic dynamics of the wind, breath, motion, heat, nerves? Still, the potential remains, latent and imminent, tensed like the archer's bow, holding firm, almost aching to be released. Yet the seconds and minutes and hours and days and weeks will pass. Chronos does not abide. Ever faithful and reliable and practical, its influence continues to place distance, like the infinitely expanding space of Zeno's paradox. The trap of the paradox is not undone by chronos and kairos. It remains, as do these two concepts of time, like two sides of the same coin, or the way day follows night, a never-ending dialogue.
I'm gonna pet it.
It is here, in this moment, these two concepts must be held simultaneously. They must be lived simultaneously. Perhaps this is where Zeno's paradox is ultimately resolved. In the conviction of our bodies, made manifest through our happiness and pain and sweat and breath, we know that the arrow flies true. We see it, and we feel it as it finds its way straight through the heart of its target. Ultimately, it comes to a rest and resolves the tension between motion, time, and space. It is only then that we can find peace.